Hey, what's up everybody? This is angryhippielady, and we are back for another episode here on the YouCraft server. So, I did a few things. I tried to record an episode. It lasted too long. Really trying to keep it down to 20 minutes, but I don't know, I get caught up in what I'm talking about, and it leads to other things, and I just keep on yabbering. I love to talk. Talking is my thing. But I'm really trying to keep it down to 20, or, in the 20 range. Sometimes that means 26, but, it's better than 33, which was the time of the last episode that I just tried to record. But I'll talk about basically the same things. Just do a little bit different stuff. But I was talking about tiny homes, and it's something that's not new. Tiny homes are definitely something that's been around. But I'm just kind of getting into I'm starting to introduce myself to the idea of tiny homes. And something I've talked about this with my mom, because it's just me living here in this house, and it's a 4-bedroom, 2-bath house. And originally it was a 3-bedroom, 2-bath house, but Dad, when I came along, they needed another bedroom. And my siblings were still living at home at the time, so I needed a room, and so Dad did it. But anyway, yeah, I feel like I feel consumed by the house, I guess. I don't use a lot of the rooms. I spend a lot of time in front of my computer because I'm trying to, produce YouTube stuff. I'm uploading. Well, uploading happens at night, but I'm constantly rendering, recording, and editing and stuff like that. So a lot of the house doesn't get used at all. Like the living room, the only time I step foot in the living room is when I go to turn on the front lights. And that only happens on Wednesdays. Or, whenever I'm gonna be out late. So I can see the driveway and stuff like that. But I mean, other than that, I don't go in the living room. There's my brother's old room, my old room. I live in my sister's room, or what used to be my sister's room. It's much bigger than my original room, and so I have more space to have a bigger bed and stuff like that. I need redstone. That's what I'm coming over here for. I have redstone in my inventory. It probably wasn't enough, to be honest. I might have some redstone lamps in here. Look, there we go. And we need levers. So let's drop this, or not. There's room in this one? Yes. Let's drop this stuff off, because all we need is... actually, we're going to need this. Let's make quite a few levers. Let's make more. Because I don't know how many lamp holes there are there. But yeah, there's a lot of parts of this house that just don't get used because it's just me, and I mean, my bedroom, the kitchen, and I walk through rooms to get in between. So it's just, to me, it's a big waste of space. It wasn't, when everybody else lived here and when Mom and Dad were here and all that stuff, but now it is. And so I've talked about it with Mom, like, I want a smaller home, and the home that is being, that I went to in Canada is much smaller, and I like it. Even that it's a 2-bedroom, 1-bath house, and it's just, even that feels so big. It feels too big. And that would be the house that me and my boyfriend would buy from his parents and pay for, you know, whatever renovations or whatever that they've done over the past 2 years now or something like that. And so, you know, if that feels big, this feels humongous. And it feels even bigger now that I've been up there and experienced that house. And then I come here, back here to this place, and the yard's bigger, the house is bigger, and it's just. Everything feels like too much. And this has been a thing of mine recently, has been cutting down on not only things, but living space and electricity usage and groceries and just everything. I've really had to. I didn't need to jump down here. I need to be up here. I've really learned to live without anything, really. We're in a slime chunk here. I have slimes all the time. You know what? I hate the noise you guys make. Go away. I don't even want your slime balls. Gross. But anyway. Groceries have been a challenge. Because I like what I like. I'm not one of those people who's very brand loyal, but I definitely, and this is something I mentioned when I was recording before, I used to eat more. That's probably why I've lost a bit of weight recently, but hush dog. She like, I don't know if it was a yawn or growl or what, but or groan. It was probably more of a groan because she's laying there. Looks like she's half asleep. But I've cut down on a lot of things and kind of retaught myself on how to live. Which is kind of weird to think of and to say that you've relearned how to live, because it's like, well, do you really have to learn how to live in this world? And there's different ways to live. There are definitely different ways to exist in this world. And before I was more of a, you know, I'll eat whatever I want, I'll get whatever I want. I mean, I've never been rich or anything like that, but if I needed something or if I wanted something and it was a reasonable, like it had a reason or whatever, it was a reasonable price and all that stuff, then maybe possibly I would get it or I would whatever. But in the recent years, it's been more of a, okay, I have to justify, like, even getting video games, I have to really justify to myself getting this video game. So, like, if I if I sat down and decided that I wanted to get Dying Light or something like that, I would have to sit down and write out, like, or not write it out, but think about how much time I would be putting into that game and, you know, would I find it enjoyable, and that's when I go and look at let's plays and see if it's the kind of game that I would like, and I have to convince myself that that is definitely something that I would like. Now there are some games that I've gotten on a whim, like Binding of Isaac. I watched it and I was like, I think I'll like that, and I got it. Turns out I love it. And then somebody got me the new one, the Rebirth, and love it even more. So, you know, there's still some things that I get on a whim sometimes. I kind of splurge a little bit, and I know you're thinking, you spent, what, $4.99 on the original Binding of Isaac? Is that a splurge? Yeah, it is. Um, let me tell you, it is. I don't I don't spend money unless it's absolutely necessary these days. I need more levers. And I think all my wood. Do I even have wood here? Okay, I have some sticks. Yeah, I can go ahead and make some more levers right here. I already had the stuff in my inventory. I didn't even realize. Anyway, but you know, one big thing has been the grocery list because I've got two dogs here that I have to think about and have to feed and care for and do my best to provide for them. Um, One's an older dog, so she requires a little bit of tender loving care. She's 15 now, deaf, going blind. She's got a lot of issues. So, you know, we do our best to just kind of. And this is going to sound bad, but we're just kind of waiting, you know. She has her good days, she has her bad days. And we just kind of wait until whatever happens, happens. And then I've got a puppy who wasn't planned. Her mom wasn't planned either. We just kind of happened upon her and it was like, well, I guess we'll take her. And that's how we got her, and then she was pregnant, and so we have her puppy. Or one of her puppies. Two of them died, and the rest were sent away to good homes. So yeah. But, I have to care for them. I have a cat, well, this cat I never wanted, but there is a cat that lives around our house. It never comes inside. It doesn't like being inside. I don't feel comfortable with it being inside because it has been so long since it's been inside. It's an outside cat. It knows how to live outside. It doesn't know how to live inside. So before you complain about that, shut up. You don't know this cat. How many more do I need? Like 2? Okay. But anyway. I always put it backwards the first time. I don't know why. It just looks more right. So, you know, I gotta think about 2 dogs, a cat, and then I come last. That's how I view it. Although I am, you know, the alpha of all of this animal kingdom stuff. I am the one who feeds them and cares for them, so I am technically first in the pecking order whenever it comes down to best quality of whatever. It's them first. I give them the best before I get their food before I get my own food, basically. I worry more about them than myself. And so, for a normal month, you know, I spend at most $80. And like a third of that, I think, goes towards the dogs and the cat. And I used to spend a lot more a month, and I've gradually cut down. You know, when Mom lived here, I think we spent 150 to 200, maybe a little bit more a month. Which I was never happy with, especially when it was my month to buy groceries. I never liked that at all. Because I was like, why do I have to buy, you know, this name brand or that name brand? Because Mom is a little picky. She is brand loyal, which is never good. Sometimes you can get stuff that is just as good for a lot cheaper. Just remember that. But yeah, you know, it's different. Um, and this is something that I've thought about before, but using my, at least what I've learned from living how I do, or trying to live cheaper or whatever, and all that. I've thought about taking that to another channel and kind of making a how to live uh, below whatever level. Um, Basically, how to live below poverty level in America. It's not easy. You miss out on a lot of veggies, and I'll be honest with you, at the end of a month, getting close to the end of the food and everything, there's no veggies. I start to feel sick. um, and if you don't, that is if you don't learn how to space things out right. Because it's really easy when you first go on a grocery trip to want to eat all the vegetables and all the fruit right away. Well, it is for me. For you guys, it's probably like, ew, veggies. But I love veggies. So at the beginning of the month, it's really easy to just binge on veggies and stuff like that. And that was a problem I had at first, but that's something that's kind of changed up in not only how I do things, but how I eat too. But I thought about bringing that to another channel. I have my old channel, and I thought about privating all the previous videos, all the gaming videos, and turning that into a food kind of channel, and opening it up to that idea. But that would be later, or far into the future. That's not something that I'm going to do tomorrow, or even maybe not even next year. Really depends on how things go in the next year. I mean, I don't have a plan for anything. So who knows what's gonna? I mean, who knows even what's gonna happen in the next month? I'm really living day to day at this point. But yeah, something I've thought about, something I've mentioned to a couple people. They, you know, encouraged me to do so, and I definitely want to. It's something that I really think would be good to do, because there are so many people who do live on a tight budget, like I do, and sometimes it's difficult to know how to cook good food, eat good, while on a really tight budget. But anyway, I need to end this. I've been talking for way too long. We might talk about ideas for future YouTube, some other video, but for today, we're done. Thank you all for watching. If you have any questions, comments, or anything, leave it in the comments section below. If it's something that I need to address, like a big question or whatever that I feel like needs addressing in a video, then I will address it in the next YouCraft episode, and I will let you know in the comments that, you know, I'm gonna address it then, and to tune in for that. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I am Angry Hippie Lady, and I will see you in the next episode. Peace out.